everyone's life is different. Nobody's the same. Everyone has things that they're going through, problems, positive things as well.
Look at everyone and think about the problems they may be going through. Don't just try to realize that everyone's going through their own issue and that they're dealing with it the best they can.
Before we were put into foster care, like, my bio mom wasn't really like caring for us, and I'm the oldest, so there was me taking care of my 2 younger siblings. So it was kind of like I'm in charge, so I have to be strong for them. So I can't cry, I can't do this, I can't do that. It's putting them before me and making sure that their needs and things are getting done before mine. So I guess I'm kind of like always in that mindset where, what do I need to do? This needs to get done. Doesn't matter how I feel about it, it's gonna get done.
I was in middle school, and it was about a year after my parents divorced. I started to cut myself off from people, and things got lonely.
Well, I mean, I just noticed that, like, I wasn't happy. Like, I'd always been, like, smiley, and I made everybody laugh, and I was just awkward and, like, just goofy, I guess. But then, like, that changed, and I was just a negative person for people to be around.
Well, I mean, my OCD was really bad when I was young. Like, there was times where I wouldn't really want to be doing anything because, like, I would just have to complete certain, like, actions. They're called compulsions. To do, like, I had to complete them or else I just, like, wouldn't feel up to doing anything.
If you wake up with a cold, like a really bad head cold, and you feel that fuzzy feeling in your brain, like I don't want to do anything today, that's how I feel a lot of the time.
Well, some days it's really difficult for me to get out of bed and put on makeup and function, and most of the time I'm not in class.
There were times that were like really, really bad. Like, middle school was when, like, depression was terrible. I was suicidal, and it was kind of terrible.
Even just as small as having not an exact disorder, just having anxiety for a test, let's say, people don't realize that, like, that could create more and more, and it could keep building up.
So when I have problems, I don't tell people because I don't like to talk about it. I don't want to bother people, or at least back then I didn't. So I was kind of just like, I would just keep everything in, and it would just be like itty bitty little problems. But because I wouldn't talk about it or I wouldn't do anything about it, I kind of just stuffed it down. They'd all just like come together until it became like this giant avalanche of problems, to the point where I was having like mental breakdowns, and it would be like, people would be like, Miranda, what's wrong? Why are you sad? Like, why are you crying? What's going on? And I'm just like, I don't know. It's not one thing.
I don't think people would really ever expect me to have a mental health issue or an anxiety disorder, because I mean, I just don't really show it, I guess.
Well, everyone, when they get to school, you know, they're trying to look nice, they're trying to, you know, look like they're okay, so that other people don't realize that they're not.
In the school, I think, I mean, I pose as a leader. I think I've always been involved with a lot of stuff, and I think I'm kind of somebody that, in a way, people could kind of come to and talk to, and they wouldn't really have any idea what, like, I go through. So.
For a really long time, I was like, but I'm just so used to being sad and angry that it was weird to think of myself as happy. Like, it just seemed intimidating to take on, like, an emotion I wasn't used to. 'Cause everyone kind of knew me as, like, a girl who dressed in all black, who just didn't really talk to a lot of people.
I don't have a reason. Like, I have a supportive family. I'm reasonably well off. Like, I have good grades. I don't have a reason to be sad. Depression is a lot more than that.
I mean, like, I've never talked about my OCD to anybody, and I'm able to do it right now in front of the whole school, so, I mean, you should talk to somebody, it'll probably help you.
I love to write. So even if I don't write anything that's like, you know, an essay or poetry or anything like that, I'll just write what comes to my mind and then I'll crumple it up and I won't read it again so I get whatever I was feeling out without, you know, reading it and putting it all back in my head.
Just know that this is temporary. This is not going to be your whole life.
Just to the people who are watching this, just remember you're important.
Just like keep going because it does get better. I mean, it sounds really cliche, but it really does.